Hi students, we welcome you all for the part 2 of the lesson, The Chair. Fortuitously, a guest arrived at our house one day. We had the chair brought for him. Don't bother, I'll sit here, he said, and went towards the cloth mat. We were afraid that he would sit on the floor. The whole family persuaded him to sit on the chair. As soon as he sat down, my little brother and sister fled to the garden in the backyard. Now and then they peeped in to see what happened to the man on the chair. Dear students, in the last slide of the last uh, first part of the lesson, we saw that the chair was used for the corpse, for the dead body that was propped up. After that, all the family members were scared to sit on the chair. But fortuitously, that means by chance, a guest visited their house. So they brought this chair and asked him to sit. But that man, he went straight away to sit on the cloth mat. But they were afraid that he would sit on the floor. So the whole family persuaded him to sit on the chair. They wanted him, the guest, to sit on the chair. As soon as the guest sat on the chair, the narrator's little brother and sister fled to the garden. Why? They were afraid. Because this man is going to sit on the chair where the dead body was propped up. So they didn't want to see all those things, the results of sitting on the chair. They went straight away to the backyard, to the garden. Now and then they came and peeped in to see what happened to the man on the chair. Persuade means make someone to do something. Here it's given, induce to do something through reasoning or argument. The next day, another person is coming. Listen here. A local elder dropped by and chose to sit on the chair on his own, bringing us even more relief. He is rehearsing on the chair now itself, whispered Pedana in my ear. This is how we season the chair. First, the elders in the family sat on it. The children were still afraid. My little sister would beg my little brother, "Why don't you sit on it first, da?" He would retort instantly, "Why don't you sit and see?" Suganti from the neighboring street came by and put her baby brother on the chair. It was only from then on that the children of our house sat on the chair without fear. So, here, what happened? First of all, that stranger sat. Now, the next day, a leader, a local leader, maybe a village VO, they may say village administrative officer, some one local elder, dropped by and chose to sit on the chair without anyone's compelling. Okay, that brought them even more relief because already one a stranger sat, now an elder. Okay, so for that, Pedana was commenting like this. See, he's sitting and rehearsing on the chair now itself because elders used to like to sit on the chair because elderly people are respected there. So they are commenting like he is rehearsing, he is taking practice on the chair. Maybe he might go and get one, something might be there in his mind, it's not given. But this is how the chair was seasoned. When a new bat is bought, cricket bat, they season it before they take that bat in for batting. They season it. Likewise, before these people want to use the chair after the dead body was propped up, they wanted to try with other people to season the chair. First the elders in the family sat on it, after the stranger, this local elder, then the elders in the family. Then children were still afraid. Even after that the children were still afraid. So those days, when the chair was bought, this little sister and little brother used to fight who will sit for a long time, who will sit first, something like that. No. But this time, my little sister would beg my little brother, "Why don't you sit on it first, da?" Because they're afraid, they're allowing others to sit first. He would retort instantly. Okay, say something in answer to a remark. Retort means. So he would say, what he would say, why don't you sit and see? They are fighting not for himself or herself to sit, but they want the other person to sit. Okay, as they were fighting, one neighbor, Suganti from the neighboring street, came by and put her baby brother on the chair. It was only from then on that the children of her house sat on the chair without fear. So the neighbor Suganti came and put her baby brother. So they got what, the courage, because already a baby sat on the chair, so they got the courage to sit. So the children of the house started sitting on the chair. Again, one night someone died and they took away the chair. This happened ever so often. We sent away the chair with sadness. The mourners who came interpreted our sadness differently. They assumed that we too were mourning for the dead. So here, again, one night. See, you can make note of this one. Every night, that means every person who dies, the death happens only during the night. So here also someone died and they took away the chair. So this chair happened, that means to be used only for the dead body. So we sent away the chair with sadness. So why are they sad? Because they want to give the chair. Again, they have to season it. Children might get fear. The mourners who came interpreted our sadness differently. These people are sad because the chair was taken, but they are thinking they also take part in the mourning for the dead person. No, they misunderstood, but these people are not mourning for the dead. They are mourning, or they are in the sadness just because their chair was taken. Okay, we were irritated that our sleep was being thus disturbed. Akka remarked one day, God knows why these wretched people have to go and die at such unearthly hours. Anna said exasperatedly, good chair we made for the corpses of our village to sit on. Che. The chai is a Tamil sound. Okay. We were irritated. See, every time the person dies, the death happens during the night, and they were irritated because of that disturbance. And Akka once replied like this, what is that? God knows why these wretched people have to go and die at such unearthly hour. Unearthly hours is like, no, it is not during when the people are busy. It's not daytime. It's almost like a night deep. That means when people sleep very, what, when they are in deep sleep, we can say. Anna said exasperatedly. Exasperatedly means very much irritated and frustrated. Highly irritated and frustrated. Okay, he says what? Good chair we made for the corpses of our village resident. Che. He was upset. See, they made this chair with a great planning, with great expectation to take turns and sit on the chair, but the chair has been used for the dead person. So he was also frustrated and irritated, all because the chair was ordered at an inauspicious time, said our aunt. Auntie is also commenting on this particular thing. What is that? Inauspicious means not conducive or unpromising. It is not a suitable time. No, they say it's not a good time. Auspicious time. This time is good for going out. People say like that. That's their false belief. No, they are also telling. So we also had made this chair not in auspicious time, but at an inauspicious time. It's not a good time. The time is not good when we made the chair or when we ordered the chair. Pedannala finally thought of an idea. We kept it to the two of us. Pedana finally thought of an idea. We kept it to the two of us. Both of them are buying the chair. No, one for Pedana and one for his sister's family. So Amma sent me on an errand to Mamanar's house one day. Pedana means that family member. Okay, It's not about Mamanar. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Amma sent me to an errand to Mamanar's house one day. Mamanar's house one day. Amma is sending this Pedanna to go to Mamanar's house. That is his mother's brother's house. When I entered his house, there he was sitting in splendor on his chair, popping betel leaves into his mouth. It was an interesting pastime in itself to see him prepare and chew the betel leaves. So, this elder brother went to his maternal uncle's house. When he entered, he saw his uncle was sitting in splendor, in a beautiful posture. He was sitting on his chair and popping betel leaves. They call it as vetrille. No, he is eating. That means in taking betel leaves into his mouth. It was an interesting pastime. If you just sit and watch him doing that, you can pass time. No, you can spend some time in leisure and enjoy the way he takes the betel leaves and chew that. Okay, carefully with utmost gentleness so as not to injure it. He would open his beloved betel box, a span wide, an elbow long, and 4 fingers high. He would clean and burnish it every day till it shone like gold. Burnish means polish. Okay, you can see a betel box. People, the elderly people, they used to keep the betel leaves and whatever they add with betel leaf in this box. He is using this box. The measurement of this box is given here, and how he keeps it shining. He would clean it, so that it would be polished and kept shining like gold. So he was using the betel leaf, and the betel leaf is taken from this betel box, and how the betel box is kept very clean. That's there here in this box. Okay, this is how his maternal uncle was maintaining the box and chewing the betel leaf. He would reverently take out his paraphernalia as if taking out things from a puja box. Though he wiped the betel leaves clean, he never pinched off the stalk. So thrifty was he, if he found a coarse leaf, he would strip the veins off, which always made us think of the old riddle chant about betel leaves. Catch hold of Muttappan, strip off his spine, smear him with fresh butter. Here, in this particular paragraph, what is said, the way he takes the betel leaves and how he cleans, and when he uses his betel leaf, he would not pick up that stalk. Stalk means vetrilayan kambu. Why? Because he was so thrifty. He was a stingy person. He was a miser. If he found a coarse leaf, he would strip the veins off, which always made us think of the old riddle chant about betel leaves. So there used to be a song like thing, catch hold of Muttappan, strip off his spine, smear him with fresh butter. It's a Tamil. Originally, this story was written in Tamil. So when he does what he does to the betel leaf can be compared to this riddle chant. முத்தப்பனை பிடி முதுக ஒடி அந்த ஃப்ரெஷ் பட்டர் அது மேலே தடவு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி the meaning is in Tamil actually, like that they just compare with the riddle chant when he does what he does during he eats the betel leaf. Okay, he would sniff the broken areca nut. Sniffing was supposed to ward off intoxication. Then he would blow on the nut to get rid of invisible areca nut worms. That's why. This sniffing and blowing, slow to begin with, would increase in speed, hand moving from nose to mouth, until with great noise, whoosh, whoosh, it was popped into the mouth. Tapak. Tapak is also a sound, it's a Tamil word. Okay, so now Sniffing. After using the betel leaf, he sniffs the areca nut. Areca nut is pak in Tamil. So, sniffing was supposed to ward off intoxication. If he has any poisonous or indigestion, he sniffs this areca nut. That's good for health. And then he would blow on the net. Sniffing and blowing alternately he does. Why did he do blowing? To get rid of invisible areca nut worms. If any worm is there in this areca nut, he will blow it off. Okay, so that's why once he sniffs, the other times he blows. Sniffing, blowing, sniffing, blowing. That's why the sound is given. Whoosh, hmm. So, is for sniffing and whoosh is for blowing. So finally he takes it into his mouth. Okay. Then the next thing, to find out how tidy a person is, all one has to do is to look at his lime paste dabba. Where this was concerned, Mamnar was unmatched. Even the excess lime paste on his finger wasn't wiped off unnecessarily on other objects. You could press his lime paste dabba to your eyes with reverence. His ever ready torch, bought 15 years ago, was still in use, bright and spanking new, as if bought just now. The one bought by your family at the same time had sprung a leak, dented, yellowing and pitiable. It looked like a chronic patient about to die. So, to find out how a person is neat and tidy, you have to watch or look at his lime paste dabba. If you see a person with lime paste dabba, that is nothing but sunnambu dabba. Okay, you can find out how he maintains. If he maintains good, he is neat and tidy. If not, that person is not tidy. So when this was concerned, Bamanar was unmatched. Even the excess lime paste, after the lime paste is pasted or smeared on the betel leaf, something will be left over in his finger. No, that even was not wiped off unnecessarily on other objects. He was very neat and tidy. You could press his lime paste dabba to your eyes with reverence. No, some people will touch an object and take their hands to eyes in reverence, in showing respect to God. கண்ணில் வச்சு அப்படியே ஒத்திக்கலான்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Is ever ready torch bought 15 years ago. So the next thing is, if you look at the torch which was bought 15 years ago, was still in use. Is using that bright and spanking new, as if bought just now. I've just given an image. Here also there is a torch which is very bright and spanking new, but it was bought before 15 years. But the one bought by our family, that means Pedana's family, it was leaking, dented here and there. It was dented or rusted. It is in a condition as if a person is going to die. You can find out the torch as if it is in the last stage. Okay, no one but him could use the chair in his house. The first thing he did as soon as he got up every morning was to wipe it. Had it to be shifted, he himself carried it and put it down carefully, as if placing down gently a mud pot brimming with water. Okay, now how he uses the chair in his house. The first thing he did as soon as he got up, every day as soon as he got up, he will go to the chair and wipe it clearly. So if at all, if he needs to shift the chair from one place to another, he carries it and put it down carefully, as if he's placing down gently a mud pot brimming with water. He does that shifting very carefully, as if he is placing down a mud pot, which is filled with water, as if it is brimming, and if you shake any more, the water will be spilt. As careful as he carries the mud pot, he shifts the chair from one place to another. As soon as he saw me, Mamanar greeted me. "Welcome, dear nephew. Won't you have some betel?" Then he himself answered, "If schoolboys start chewing betel, chickens will start butting." So I conveyed to him what Amma asked me to and returned home. So as soon as Mamanar saw him, that means Pedanar, elder brother, he greeted him. Welcome. Do you want to take some betel leaf? If we take tea or coffee, we will offer a coffee, right? So he was having a betel leaf, so he is offering betel leaf. Then he himself answering. If schoolboys start chewing betel, even chickens will come and dash you. No. So I conveyed to him what Amma asked me to and returned home. So he came and told what Amma asked him to tell to his uncle, and he left home. At an ungodly hour in the night, there was a knock on the door. Everyone at home was fast asleep. I woke Pedana. Again, next time. It was a dead night. There was a knock at the door. Everyone at home was in deep sleep. So I woke Pedana. The elderly brother was. So the author is waking up Pedana, big elder brother. A few people from a house of bereavement stood outside for the chair. So uh, some of them are standing outside out of bereavement. They are mourning. They are waiting for the chair because someone has passed away. Pedana took them into the street. I too followed. So here in this particular paragraph, we come to know that there are four children in the family: Anna, narrator, and little sister and little brother. Four. So the narrator is the second one. Okay, narrator only goes to Mamanar's house, not elder brother Pedana. Okay, so I think I made a mistake there. I'm sorry. So I too followed. When they finished telling us what they came for, Pedana replied patiently. Pedana replied patiently. What did he say? Share only, no. It's in our Mamanar's house. Go and ask him, he will give it. After sending them off, we returned home, chuckling noiselessly. Okay, so this time they are not willing to. Pedana did not give the chair immediately. Instead, he took those mourning people standing outside to the street and showed the place of Mamanar's house. And he sent them to go and ask his maternal uncle. And after sending them off, they returned home chuckling noiselessly. They were in a teasing mood. They have sent the people to some other place, so they won't expect next time people coming and knocking at the door at nights for the chair for the dead body. Tossing, Appa asked sleepily, who was it? So Appa got to know that someone came and he asked, who was it? What else? Some fellows wanted bullocks for threshing, but they gave a wrong statement. No, they did not reveal that people came for share. So he gives a wrong statement. Some fellows came for bullocks for threshing. Pulling the bedsheet tightly over him, Appa turned and went back to sleep. Now it was raining in Mamanar's forest. After many days, that means people always go to Mamanar's house to get the chair. After many days, when I visited Mamanar, he was sitting on the floor preparing betel leaves. He greeted me with his usual smile and banter. So, after so many days, narrator went to his maternal uncle's house. Where he was sitting, he was not sitting on the chair, he was sitting on the floor preparing betel leaves. He greeted me with his usual smile and banter. Banter means the playful and friendly exchange of teasing remarks. Come, you know, come and sit here or something like that. No, it's an exchange of teasing remarks. That's how he welcomes playfully. Okay, the narrator. So what happened to the chair? What is this? You are sitting on the floor. Where is the chair? I searched around, smearing the lime paste on the back of the betel leaf. He looked intently at me and smiled. He then said calmly, I asked them to keep the chair for that purpose alone. Anyway, you need one for that to know. I didn't know what to say. I hurried home to convey this news to Pedana, but gradually my steps slowed to an ordinary gait. See, what a beautiful thing he has done. That man was sitting on the floor, and the chair was not to be found. He was smearing the lime paste on the back of the beetle leaf, and he looked intently, that means with earnest and eager attention, and smiled and said something. That is the highlight of the story. I asked them to keep the chair for that purpose alone. What purpose? If some people die, they come often and ask for the chair. So why don't they keep this particular chair for that purpose? Anyway, you need one for that to know. So he sacrifices his chair and he sits on the floor. And here the narrator did not know what to say. This family members, this particular narrator and his Pedana, they didn't want to give the chair. They just sent the bereaving, the mourning party. Mourning party where? To maternal uncle's house. They thought he was stingy, and they are very generous, but not that. His Mamanar was a great man. He sacrificed his chair for that purpose. Which purpose? For the corpse to be propped up. So he didn't know what to say. He must be thinking that his uncle was great. So he hurried home to convey this news to Pedana, but he couldn't. His steps slowed to an ordinary gait. Gait means what? A person's manner of walking. See, you must have understood this lesson, the chair. How many plans and how many strategies are made to order and make this chair, and finally it ended with a great man's sacrifice. He sacrificed his own chair for the purpose of keeping dead body. Hope you understand this lesson. Thank you so much.